Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel, and in today's video we're making an off-shoulder cropped rush top. It's just a crop top, guys. So I've already drafted my basic bodies. Okay, this is a simple basic bodies with no bust dart or any dart whatsoever, right? So what I did is I drafted my basic bodies. But the basic measurement that you'll be needing for this is your shoulder measurement, your bust measurement, your waist measurement, and the length of the circumference or the length of your blouse. Okay, so the length of this top here I'm making use of here is 19 inches. So this is what you see me do. Then here is my front pattern, and here is my back pattern. So you can use any bodice of your choice. Okay, so without much, now let's go into altering these basic bodies into an off shoulder ruched crop top. First thing, this is a 3 yards. I'm making use of these 3 yards of Ankara fabric. I know that I'm not going to be exhausting everything, okay, but this is 3 yards, okay. And here is my my ruler, okay. So now we want to alter these bodies now into an off shoulder ruched top, okay. So now here is my front pattern and here is my back pattern. So what we are going to do now is to determine how low you want this crop top to be, okay, this ruched off shoulder crop top to be, okay. So I want it to be as low as 5 inches, okay. So the first step is to determine how low you want your top to be after drafting your basic bodies, right? So I want it to be as low as 5 inches, right? So here is a 5 inches. So what I'll do is I'll draw a straight line like so. That is the first step, okay. So I'll do the same thing for the back, okay. Now for the back, I'll also take the cleavage length. That is how low I want it to be at the back. I still want it to be as low as 5 inches, okay. So I'll measure it like so, okay. So that is the first step for us to do. So the next step for us to do is for you to measure your strap to strap, okay. So now when my strap to strap, that is from one bra, okay, from one bra line to the other bra line. That is your strap to strap, okay. So now what you're going to do now, my strap to strap here is 10 inches, okay. My strap to strap is 10 inches. That is now 10 divided by 2 is how many? Is 5. So I'll be taking 5 inches here, okay. So here is my strap to strap, okay. I'll be taking 5 inches here. So what I'll do is I'll make a connection from here to this part here. So I'll just make a connection like this, okay. I'll just make a connection like this, okay. It shouldn't be deep, okay. It shouldn't be deep. I'll just make a connection like this. So now once that is done, the next thing for us to do is to also do the same thing for the back. Measure your strap to strap, which is 5 inches, okay. So this will enable your options perfectly at your back, right? So I'll just take it like this, okay. I'll just take it like this. So the next for us to do is to cut out. So I'll cut it out now and show you guys how it looks like, okay. So before cutting it out, I'll just add my necessary seam allowance. So I'm making use of 1.5 seam allowance for this. So I'll take my 1.5 seam allowance on all the sides, okay. And I'm not making use of a stretchy fabric. I'm making use of an Ankara fabric, okay. So if you're making use of a stretchy fabric, you might not even have the necessity for you to add any seam allowance to it, okay. So I'll just take half an inch here, okay. I'll just take half of an inch here, then take half of an inch here as well, okay. So those are the necessary seam allowance. Then I'll do the same thing for the back. 1.5, 1.5 here, 1.5 here, and 1.5 here. So I'll make a connection like so, then add half of an inch seam allowance, okay. So when I'm drafting or when I'm transferring this to my paper, I would add half an inch for the zipper allowance. So now let's cut out. Is my front pattern and here is my back. I forgot to add. So what we are going to do is I'm going to be adding that, okay. I'm going to be adding that to the back, okay. But if you're making use of a stretchy fabric, there is no need of you adding that to the back. You can even as well add that to the back and can still eliminate it on your pattern before you finally transfer it to your fabric. I think that's what I'll be going to be doing. I would add that to the back because I need to contour this upper part to avoid gaping at the back, okay. If you discover there are some times that you will make off shoulder outfits and it will be gaping at the back, okay, that means the back will not relax well. So you need to take out a gaping dart, okay, that will make the back to sit well, okay. So remember, I'm not working with a stretchy fabric, I'm working with a cotton fabric, so I need to take out a gaping dart for the back. I hope you understand. So what we are going to do now is this. I'm going to be taking my dart. Okay, so the dart I'm working with, my nipple to nipple is 3.5. So I'll take my 3.5 here. Okay, 3.5. Then I would measure what I have here. Okay, 3.5, and I'll create a straight line like so. Okay, I'll create a straight line like so. Yeah, I'll create a straight line like so. Now, if you are making use of that for this outfit, let's say I want to make use of 1 inch dart for the back. Okay, 1 inch dart for the back. Now for the chest line, for the upper part here, okay, I'll just make use of, you can still make use of half inch. Okay, then you're going to be replacing it. But now for this, I'm just going to be making use of 0.25, 0.25. Then I would connect it. So this part now, we are eliminating any form of gaping at this point here, at the upper part here. Okay, so, and it's not going to be affecting this part, this that we're taking out now, it's not going to be affecting anything. Instead, it will make the back to relax well. So after this is done, you are going to be cross-checking your measurements. Okay, make sure you cross-check your measurement for the bust and for your waistline. Okay, if your measurement, definitely this that we have taken out now is going to be affecting your measurement, so you need to cross-check your measurement and make sure that your measurement is complete. So once this is done now, I'm going to be cutting out. I'm going to be closing the darts, and that means the back now will just be single. Okay, the back will be single. So let me take off the darts. Then you are going to be taking your tape and close the dart like so. So you're going to be having just one piece. Okay, just one piece of pattern here. So guys, this is how to eliminate your dart for the back to have a single piece. Then this single piece is going to be transferred on our fabric. Okay, so we successfully eliminated our dart. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be transferring on the back. Just so I'll be having just two back pattern aside, and we are going to be working on the front pattern. Now we are going to be making use of a slash and spread method here. Okay, we are making use of slash and spread method here. So now what we are going to do now is this. Depending on, now I have 15 inches here. Okay, so let's say I'm going to be creating slash lines. Okay, yes, I'm going to be creating slash lines of 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches slash line. Okay, so remember we are altering this now into a ruched crop top. Okay, so 2 inches. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've created this line. So what I'm going to do is I'll just make a connection here like so, my 2 inches here like so, and a connection like so. This one is not part of it. Then make a connection like so. So what we are going to do now is to cut. So we're going to be cutting out. So you cut and make sure that you don't cut through. Okay, you just cut to this point here. Okay, just cut to this point. Then I'll create my slash lines here. Okay, another paper now, and I will spread this on it. So I'll be spreading it by 3 inches. So how full you want it to be will determine the amount of spread that you're going to be having on your paper, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'll take my tape from here. I'll take my tape from here and come down by 3 inches, which is here. Then I will tape down. Okay, you can see the way I'm doing it. Then I'll tape it down 3 inches. Okay, so I'll tape it down by 3 inches. So here is my 3 inches here. So the next thing, I'll just continue spreading it till I get my desired point. Okay, so 3 inches here. You can make use of 2 inches, 3 inches, how full you want the rushed effect to be. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is to trace out. Okay, I'm going to be tracing it out like so. So the same thing you will do with yours. So you're just going to be tracing it out. Okay, so I'm just tracing it out like so. Then trace the upper part. Then I'll trace this part as well. Okay, so this is the side. I'll trace this part as well. So we can now cut out. So we can now cut. So looks like I'm so loving this. So here is the top part. Okay, here's our upper part. Okay, here is the armhole and here is the side. Then here is the center front. Now here is my back. Okay, so I will transfer this to my fabric now and go to a for the sleeve. Okay, for the sleeve, I'll just you create you're going to be creating a guideline. Okay, I'm just coming down here by 1 inch, then I'll make the connection like so. Now the length of the sleeve, okay, so this one is dependent on how long you want your sleeve to be. So the length of my sleeve is 20. Okay, it's 20 inches. That is the length of my sleeve. Then I'll be adding 1 inch, okay, for the sewing along, because I'll be adding an elastic here and also an elastic at the upper part here. So I'll make this upper arm here. Okay, I'll make the upper arm here 8 inches. Okay, remember you can make it 8, you can make it 7, because I'll be adding elastic to this. Okay, I'll make it 8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be making it 8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be taking my back pattern here. Okay, and I'll just make a connection like so. Okay, I'll make a connection like so. Okay, then I'll just bring it all the way down, then I'll cut, connect it like so. Then half-inch allowance to this. Then our sleeve part is ready. Our sleeve is ready. So I'll keep this aside and then I'll transfer the back and the front. Here is my front piece. Okay, so remember I've already added the necessary seam allowances. So the only place I didn't add seam allowance is the center front line. Okay, so I'll just add like 0.75 seam allowance to the center front line, because that is where our rope would be. So you'll be needing seam allowance at this point here like so. Okay, so I've added my necessary seam allowance at this point. So what we're going to do now is to cut out. So here is my front piece. Okay, now let's move on to the back piece. So guys, here is my back piece. Okay, I will not be adding sorry, I'll not be adding lining to this. Okay, I'm just doing this for the sake of this tutorial. Okay, so I just want to show you guys how to achieve that top. Okay, because part. Okay, I'll go to my sewing machine now and I would tape this upper part here. Okay, so let me do that now and show you guys how it looks like. So remember, you're going to be notching it so that you will not confuse this part to the lower part. So just notch it. Here is my front. Okay, so I'm gonna head to tape the upper part for the front. Okay, I'm gonna head to tape the upper part for the front and that of the back. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is this. Okay, what I'm going to do is this. I am going to match this the center front to center front. Okay, so I'm going to be matching it like this. Okay, I'm going to be matching it like this. Then you would sew by half of an inch, or the allowance that you left for the sewing for the center front, because this is where our rope would be. Okay, to form our ruched effect for the front. So I'm going to be sewing by half an inch, or 0.75 inch. That is the allowance I left for the sewing allowance. That is, this is for the center front. Okay. Now what you are going to do is, after joining the two pieces for the front, okay, what you're going to do is this. You are going to be, because we want to insert our rope. So what I did off camera is I measured out the long strip of my 1.5, then I folded it and I created this long rope. Okay, that is for our rush. Okay, so now what we are going to do now is this. After joining your two front pieces together, do is to you take this to your machine now, and you are going to be sewing down. Okay, you are going to be sewing down this allowance here, so that we can be able to insert our rope. So you're going to be sewing down this allowance here all the way, then you'll be holding it this way, and make sure that you don't sew on anything. So you sew it all the way down. You do to this. I've already done one to this side, so you can see how it looks. Okay, so I went down and I went to sew this allowance down, and I'm going to also do the same thing to this side. So you're going to be sewing this allowance down all the way down, so that we'll be able to insert our rope, okay, to form a ruched effect for the front. So guys, I've gone ahead to add one of the ropes, okay, but I'll show you guys how I did it. That is after sewing the wrong side, after sewing the allowance down for the center front line. So now this is what you are going to do, how to add your rope. Okay, so you're going to take your needle. Make sure that you tie the down part of the thread, okay, so very well. Then I'll just take my needle and I will do it this way. Okay, I'll do it this way. Okay, then I will take the needle and begin to insert. Okay, so you'll be inserting it on this part like so. Okay, so I'll just be inserting it like this. Okay, so guys, so I've done inserting the ropes. So I'm done inserting the rows. I'm so loving this right now. Oh my god. So I can't wait to try this on. So here is it. Okay. So what you're going to do now is this. You need to secure this part, this upper part here, so that it will not drop. Okay. So you just go to your sewing machine now and just secure it. Okay. So I'll go and do that and secure it so that it's only this side I can hold. So I'll secure it now and we'll join the sides together. Gone ahead to secure this. Okay, so you can see the front piece, right? So here is the front part. So we are done with the front part. So the next thing for us to do is to join the sides together. So remember we added um 1.5 for the side seam allowance, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll go to my sewing machine now and I'm going to be sewing by 1.5. So if you discover that the front is longer than the back by, let's say, half inch or 1 inch, don't worry, it's because of the slash and spread that we did. So what you're going to do is just for you to pleat the excesses, right? And you're going to be joining the sides together. So guys, I'm going ahead to sew the sides together. Okay, so now the next thing for us to do is to sew our sleeve, right? So I went ahead to join to fold the upper part of the sleeve and also to fold the lower part of the sleeve. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is I'll fold my sleeve into two. Then I'll measure my armhole. That is, you're going to be measuring the armhole for your back, not for your front, because the front will have some excesses which we are going to pleat. Okay, so I'll measure my armhole like this. Okay, here is it, and I'll notch. Then I'm going to be sewing like this. Okay, I'll do the same to the other sleeve. And after doing that, I'm going to be fixing my elastic. Okay, so here is my elastic. So I'm going to be using 5 inches for my elastic. So I will just make it like this and I will cut. That is for the two sleeves. Okay, so let me just fix it now so that you guys will see how it looks like. So I just fix my elastic like this. Okay, so what we are going to do now is this. We are going to be the armhole of the sleeve to the armhole of the bodies. Okay, we are going to be matching it up like so, and you're going to be sewing it like so. Okay, I'm going to be sewing it like so. And for the front, I remember I told you guys I might have excesses at the front because of the slash and spread that we did for the front. So any excess that you have at this armhole area, you just have to pleat it. Okay, and I went ahead to add my elastic to this, and I also hem all the rough edges. Okay, so I'll go to my sewing machine now and I'm going to sew the armhole part. Then our dress is ready, so I would wear it on my mannequin and I'm going to show you guys how it looks like. So thank you guys for watching till this time. I'll see you in my next video.